Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for some indie comic reviews, and for these indie comic reviews I'll be covering Powers issue 3 by Brian Michael Bendis and the TMNT Power Rangers crossover by Parrot. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? To which it does, and I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what is happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we end up getting a bit of a flashback, and I really like how these flashbacks are used within the story, and we're basically getting a bit of a backstory around the new character that is being introduced to us, and also their connection to Christian Walker, Dina Pilgrim, and of course we end up meeting someone that actually likes them. So as the time goes by, we get to see this character grow, and from when we first meet them, we learn that their name is called Powers Moon, and that they will also become a detective. We also get to see some of the things that they're involved in, until of course we sort of like return to where we've encountered Powers Moon in the last issue. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10, as I felt that it really worked well in this story. Next is the area of the story racing, which consists of time, location, and cast. First things first, did we get anything time-wise? Well, sure enough, we did. We got quite a lot time-wise. So we had 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years later being used, yesterday and now within the story. After that is the location, to which we didn't get the location as where it was taking place. Last but not least is the cast of characters, consisting of Powers Moon, Christian Walker, Dina Pilgrim, and of course Detective Cutter. For my overall rating for this, and I think this issue actually happens to be I wouldn't say it's one of the best in this particular run so far, but it's definitely one of the better so far. We'll see how things go when we start to reach maybe issues 10, 11, 12, because I really want to see some of these stories reach a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even higher, but it's also up to how the writer does it. Because if it's one thing I do enjoy with Brian Michael Bendis' story, I think he really has some pretty decent independent stories. But when it comes to mainstream, that's when things can sometimes become a bit of a mess. But my overall story rating for this is a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the Power Rangers TMNT crossover. So, as we move into the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which I give it also a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So, as the story begins, we have the Power Rangers up against some of the Ninja Turtle villains, and of course the fights take place. We also have the appearance of the Foot Clan. Whilst this is occurring, we are returning to Zordon and also some of the main Power Rangers within this story. It's nice to see a return of Tommy within this, and also up towards the end we also get to see some events taking place in some certain dimensions or some certain locations. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10, which is actually quite surprising because some of the previous issue or the early issues haven't been as strong. Moving into the area of the story, did we get anything time-wise? No, we didn't. What about location? Alright, we had the Technodrome, Dimension X, and one unknown location. So hopefully we'll find out where that location is in the story in the next issue. If not, it's going to be annoying, and it might also lead to loss of points. Next is the cast of characters consisting of the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles. Of course, we had Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder, Zed, Zordon, and Alpha. The overall rating for this issue is a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.